guys, welcome back to Homesteading with SEK. Alright you guys, more progress on homestead. As you can see, SE created another weedless grow area. So you guys, I decided to put my weed barrier on top of my raised beds because if y'all would have came in here and seen it the last few days, the weeds was going crazy, and we did not want to go back in there and start weeding it out again. So in order for us not to be enslaved by weeds this season, we decided to take our Dewitt fabric, landscaping fabric, and cover up the raised beds. So we like the cleanliness of it. I have to burn holes in it. I think I'm going to use my seating square, possibly. We're going to see how that goes. Because a lot of times I get going and I just don't stop, and I sometimes forget what I said I'm going to do. So right now we are looking at 5 beds that are covered, and y'all remember that bed back there? That is one of my first raised beds, and it still has a lot of life in it. So what we did with this one is we weeded it all the way out, and we put some mushroom compost in it to amend the soil, some blood meal, some bone meal to give it back some fertilizer. And when I do my holes, I will put some slow release fertilizer in my holes when I sow my seeds. So right now this is looking like it's going to be the green bean area. This was my green bean area my first year of growing, so that's the plan again. And I'm gonna put a variety of green beans in here, the yellow, all the different green ones, and I'm thinking about leaving this bed to be a squash bed, and that way if I don't get to the keyhole area to sow seeds in there, I will have some in here. So right now I'm making good progress, so I'm thinking I'm gonna make it out to that keyhole area. But since that is so exposed to the wildlife, the deers and everything, there may be a chance that I don't have really good germination, but I may give it a go. Because last year they didn't do too bad. The year before last, I didn't have a good squash harvest. So if it doesn't, at least I have this big old bed, and this bed is a 8. This is a 5 by 8. So this is a big bed. So this is what it's looking like. And y'all know I did this out in the keyhole area out there. And remember how I told y'all how to do it? Measure your the wet fabric and give yourself maybe a half a foot extra so that you can overlap it and kind of like staple it in, kind of like you wrapping a gift. Remember I told y'all it's like wrapping a gift. So that's what I came in here and did. And when I get to future projects, like I said, I'm not gonna keep all the wood raised beds in here. I'm eventually going to bring in metal, but right now I just want to use these up, and maybe in another I would say probably another, maybe next summer or 2 summers, I'll have this the way I want. And remember I was telling y'all in previous videos, when you first start gardening, please put your Dewitt fabric, weed barrier fabric down first. Do not do like I did. I put it down afterwards. Put it down first. Layer your area with lots and lots of cardboard, and then lay your fabric down, because it will be so much easier to roll your fabric and just come in and staple it up. I promise you, do not do what I did, because you will have a hard time navigating the fabric around your raised beds. So please take note of that. Save yourself a lot of trouble and work, because this is actually my second time doing this. And I said this is going to be my last time, because, well, not my last, but the next time I do it, all of these beds will be out. Everything will be out. Being that they still have some life, I'm going to leave these beds in here until they really start just coming apart. And Remember last year my son did these two. He added these two in here. I think it was. Yeah, I think that's what he did. Some kind of way. I totally forgot how my garden used to look. I think he added these two, and it was one, and it was composting down, and it was falling apart. And I think it was going this way. And yeah, he added these two. And then we changed the wood of these two. And that one back there has been there since my first year. I done lost track of how many years I've been homesteading now. I will have to go back and check my videos. I think I started in 16. Was it 16? I think so. So this is what it's looking like. It's very nice and clean. I feel like it's at a place where it was when I first started. I can actually get around here without tripping over stuff. And remember what I said, when you first start growing your food on your homestead, you so excited about growing that you want to put a bucket or a bed everywhere in every corner, and that's what I did. And it made it a little bit more challenging for me to get around. Y'all remember this was the pepper lane, and those buckets lasted for a little while, but I didn't have great return as far as my harvest in those buckets. And it got really tight in here, and I like the fact that I can just walk in here now without tripping over stuff. Y'all know this corner was very, very tight back there. So I'm glad that I moved my green stalk up here. I may change it over time, but I'm glad that it's not in that back area anymore, so I can walk behind all of these beds like really freely without tripping, without actually being somewhat afraid to walk around it. You know what I mean? Because y'all know we dealing with these garden snakes in here. See how easy it is for me to walk around, and I can literally see. And remember what the guy was saying? I told y'all what he said when he first started. He was growing in every aspect of his garden. And he said one of the things you want to look at when you start placing your raised beds, can you lay down in that aisle? Can your body fit in that aisle? And I was like, dang, that is so cool. Like, so you want to be able to, let me get my staples up. You want to be able to just move freely, you know, and not overcrowd your space. So that's what I like about how we rearrange things. And I gotta shift my green stalk over because it's leaning. All right, you guys, so again, I may use my seating square, and then I may not. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also, you guys, when you are purchasing your weed barrier, make sure you get a good quality weed barrier. Mine is Dewitt, and it is actually 3.5% of woven fabric. You do not want that cheap stuff that be in the stores. You want to get you some seriously durable weed barrier. And this one here is the 12 feet wide, and this one was 100 feet long. So with that roll, you can get a lot covered. It also comes in the size of 15 feet by 300, and that one may be like 200 or something dollars. This one here, 12 feet by 100, this was actually 120. So keep in mind of the weed barrier that you are using, because you want a good quality one. You don't want Lowe's, okay? So yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is SEK, the homesteader, and I will see you guys on the next video. And I think my next thing to challenge is my left side, and that's the side where I'm going to have my tomatoes, and I'm still contemplating on how I'm going to situate everything in there. So hopefully by sometime this week, this area will be all sold up. And yes, I'm going to take my chances and see what happens with the cicadas, and My goal is to get the what do you call it, the hoop house fabric, which is like a tulle, and that's my goal. If I don't get to it, I'm not gonna fret, but I definitely want to do everything in my power to protect the vegetables. All right, family, this is SEK, the homesteader, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.